Like zoinks, you guys! It's me, Shaggy, coming to you live with another episode of Shaggy Rogers Book Reviews. And today, we're getting into a short, but in my honest opinion, good run from DC's Vertigo line. Now, if you know me, you know anything about this channel, I love some of what Vertigo has put out. Obviously, I'm not going to touch anything from Grant Morrison because his politics suck, and it's pretty much evident in a lot of his writing. But today, we're getting into an author's work that his latter work can be somewhat controversial. In particular, the reason why we know Batman's religion, so to speak. to put a spin on things. But today we're getting into Brian Azzarello's Loveless from DC Vertigo. Let's get into it, guys, because this one, honestly, I like. And it's from a point of view that is seldom in today's day and age written from. See, Wes didn't have to go off to war. He didn't have to go off to fight in the War of Secession or the War of Northern Aggression, as a lot of people from my neck of the woods call it. He could have stayed in Blackwater with his new bride, gone into business with his brother, and made a killing. But Wes is a man with a sense of honor, and he was a true believer in some of the Confederacy's cause for leaving the Union. And after the war's end, Wes was released from a POW camp, but the man had just gone through some very, very gruesome changes during his time in the war and his time in a POW camp. And Loveless is the story of a man set on a very dangerous path of retribution. You see, Loveless is set during the Reconstruction period just after the Civil War, so from 1865 to about 1867-ish time frame. And Wes Cutter, the main character of this story, is a rebel guerrilla. He rode with Bloody Bill Anderson and a lot of well-known rebel bushwhackers, Confederate bushwhackers, so to speak. And Wes is one of them. He's a masterful gunslinger. In this story, he gets a not so warm welcome back to his hometown of Blackwater, Missouri, which is an actual town in Missouri. I think correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's a very small town. Azzarello writes Wes with a lot of redeeming qualities, but also as a bit of a bastard. I'm just saying. Wes kind of reminds me, honestly, of one of my favorite Western TV shows, Hell on Wheels. He reminds me a lot of Cullen Bohannon. Wes is quick to anger and very bloodthirsty. He is hell-bent on retribution and righting a lot of the wrongs that were dealt out by the Union troops, because a lot of people don't know, or a lot of some folks do know, but a lot of people really don't talk about. A lot of war crimes and atrocities were done by the Union Army, and in particular, Tecumseh's March to the Sea, Sherman's March to the Sea. A lot of very, very dark things were done by Union troops. A lot of times, in at least today's day and age, would get not only those troops drawn and quartered and shot or sent off to Leavenworth for practically the rest of their lives, but let's just say a lot of bad things. a lot of bad things. But back to this, Marcelo Fruzen, the artist of this first volume. His artwork is absolutely spectacular. It has beautiful shading and use of a lot of blacks, a lot of black shading, very thick outlines and shading, and especially his use of color when it comes to drawing flashbacks within the panels. Let me pull it up right here. The artwork is amazing, where you see the blues, the very dark blues and blacks are what's currently happening right then and there, whereas the lighter, more yellow and brown is showing a flashback within the scene itself, as the character in that vignette is seeing. And it's honestly phenomenal. You saw for yourself. The artwork is beautiful, and I cannot sing this team's praises enough, because it's killer. That has been my review of Brian Azzarello's Loveless, Akin of Homecoming. Pick it up wherever you can find used books. I've read this one twice. I'm certain I got this from Abe's Books, but you can pick it up on Amazon, Abe's Books, Thrift Books, wherever books are sold, wherever you can find used books. I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, whether you're liked or hated, sometimes, in fact, a lot of times, reading can be fun to mental. You guys stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.